What's going on, guys? In today's video, I want to talk about something that I've seen a lot of recently, and that's the cult mentality that happens in the diet and fitness space, and kind of what my opinions are of it, and go over kind of some of my experiences with it. But before we get into it, I want you guys, as usual, to go down, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've run into some of this, or even maybe you're guilty of it and maybe you need to check yourself. So what I basically want to go over is how people, when they find a diet or a way of eating or some kind of fitness tool or methodology that works for them and they get results really fast, they quickly will develop this kind of cult mindset where they'll, try to assimilate everybody around them. They'll spread the word, and it's always with good intentions at first, especially because they've seen the results firsthand. They've seen it work. When you've done something, and for a lot of people anyway, you see these results happen for you, and you start seeing the people around you that, I think a lot of humans in their nature to judge each other, kind of like look at other people and be like, oh, it worked for me, it could work for them. And they kind of take on this almost hero mindset. I'm going to save the people around me, right? So they'll go and quickly try to assimilate everybody, preach and spread the word about what their, methodology was that they used. And, they try to get everybody on board, right? They try to, just get the message out there. And it's always with good intentions, starting out usually, they just want people to understand, and it kind of validates what they've done in a way if they can get other people to get on board with it too. But it can, if they're not careful, or, depending on the personality type or whatever, it starts to become a shaming tactic. It starts to becoming kind of a way that they put themselves on this, God tier where they're better than everybody, and I found this thing out and I've unlocked the secret, like it works and it's the only way to do this, and everybody should get on board with it, and this is just the way everybody should be. Everybody should eat this way or work out this way or do whatever, and anybody who says otherwise and the way that it worked for me is wrong. And I know I have my diet is pretty much basically a carnivore diet, and that's what I've kind of, I didn't intend necessarily only for this channel to turn into a carnivore diet channel, but it seems to be what most people have been interested in and engaged with. So it's what the bulk of my content has been, just my experiences with that. But I try not to be a guy who's like, this is the only thing that works and it's what you should do. You know what I mean? So, I think that a lot of people have a lot of different experiences and a lot of different things that work, and not everybody is built for this, just like not everybody's built for other kinds of diets. I've said, I don't know how many times on this channel I've tried every kind of diet just about that you can imagine, high fiber, like eating bodybuilding protein bar, protein donut type foods. I've tried all kinds of different stuff, and this is what worked best for me. But I seriously believe that, what didn't work for me can possibly work for other people. And I try to keep that in mind, that this isn't for everybody. This is not going to work for everybody. And if someone doesn't agree with me and finds that it doesn't work for them, that's fine. As long as they find something good and works for them and they can be consistent, and it gets them to their health goals and weight loss goals and fitness goals, and then perfect. That's awesome. And I'm happy for you. But I digress. So why this kind of happens, where these people get into these cult mentalities and cult mindsets, one thing I've come to realize in the last several years is how tribal people are. we latch on to something and we find other people that are like us and doing the same kind of thing, and it becomes a very tribal thing. You find this sense of community and this sense of belonging in people that are like you, and you kind of join up to it. Whether that's how religions come about, that's sports team fanatics, fitness and diet stuff, politics, all that kind of stuff kind of stems from tribalism, right? And when you get in an online environment, this new online culture we're in, it's not really new anymore, but just kind of the way it is now, it really, really gets exposed. This kind of tribalism and this cult mentality and demonizing, things that maybe don't 100% fall in line with what we believe, right? So you get pretty anonymous type environment online where you can kind of make up your own identity if you wanted to and put yourself out there without people knowing who you really are. And people get brave behind the keyboard, right? The keyboard warrior and all that kind of stuff. People are quick to call out other people. They're quick to judge other people. And they're, you'll never find me. You don't know who I am. I'm a person on the other side of the country who disagrees with you, and you're a piece of shit, and this is what I believe, and you're wrong, and blah, blah, blah. And that's how it kind of spirals out of control, and you get this almost war dynamic between people just based on the way they eat, which is, in my opinion, kind of ridiculous. You know what I mean? I know I talk about the way I eat, and I try to, help people out, and hey, if you want to try the way that I've found things working for me, maybe you're in the same situation, come give it a shot. But I'm not the guy who is going to sit there and shit on you or think you're a bad person or an asshole for not eating the same way that I do, right? I think that's ridiculous, and it's just a weird mindset to me. But I understand where it comes from, if you kind of understand human nature a little bit. So in just about every fitness space, this kind of dynamic comes true, right? Like even in ours, if you found me because you're kind of a low carb diet or an animal based diet or whatever, or you're a dad just looking to get in shape, get back healthy and get back into like maybe some getting lifting again and all that. But even in this kind of smaller space, you can find the same dynamic. You find people who view a carnivore diet, let's say for example, as one thing, whereas somebody else might take a more relaxed approach, and they're just innocently coming along trying to make this work for them, and this hardcore dogmatic type person attacks them for the way they do it. And I've had that happen to me. And just kind of understanding that and going over, how you can kind of move on from it if you're one of those people who, does feel like, damn, man, every time I'm asking a question online, I'm getting someone jumping up my ass about it or whatever. So in my experience, I have dealt with some of that. I've kind of talked about on here my approach to the carnivore diet. I go through different swings, I call them swings, but different phases of it, like depending on what my goals are. There's times where, man, I've put some fat on or something's going on. I'm going to try a little more strict approach, but maybe I'm looking good and I'm feeling good and I want to do some different stuff and kind of enjoy myself. Maybe I'll add some different stuff back. You know what I mean? Maybe get a little more relaxed, if you will. God forbid. I know there's probably going to be somebody in the comments that, God forbid, I'm not 100% strict all the time, is going to call me a fraud and a piece of shit and I'm leading people down a bad path and all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't bother me. It's happened to me so many times, I don't even care. But especially on different like Facebook groups, Reddit threads, on Twitter, even down in my YouTube comments, I've kind of seen this stuff happening to me or to other people. I'll give you some examples, like on a Facebook thread. I think I was in some carnivore Facebook group and someone asked about like a keto type product that's pretty much a carnivore friendly product. Like if you're a very relaxed ketovore type diet or whatever you want to call it, they're like asking about some bread-like product or a dessert, or it was some keto type crap, and some fucking person came out of left field and jumped all over their ass and why not just eat a steak and all this kind of shit. And and the person was like, dude, I'm just asking a question, and they're like, well, take that shit to a keto group or so, and it's like, god dang guys, like, really, can we just like accept the fact that not everybody wants to be as 100% strict or whatever as you do? You know what I mean? I had it down here. I did a video on here where I talked about something. Maybe I made like some tacos or something like that. I made like a bunch of taco meat. I threw some. It's not carnivore. It's seasoning. There's no seasoning on the planet, pretty much, really, that's pure carnivore. You know what I mean? It's like herbs and spices that come from the ground, but I use them because I like my food to taste like something. And I put some taco seasoning in the ground beef, and I used some egg life wraps, and I posted about it, and I was like, this is great. I got all this protein, and it's mostly carnivore. And some lady or someone jumped all over my ass about it. And it's like, I don't care. I don't give a shit what your opinion is. It works for me. I enjoy it. It tastes good. I get good results out of it. It works. If I sat there and said, hey guys, I'm bringing fruit back into my diet, I don't personally, because I have allergy type stuff with that kind of stuff and everything, and I've gone over that in great detail. But if I wanted to, I'm sure I would post about it. Hey guys, I'm gonna eat some blueberries this weekend. Someone would get in my shit about it, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? We live in a world today where you gotta accept the fact that that's probably what's coming when you make any kind of change or modification and somebody else doesn't agree with it. So you'll see it all over the internet. That's something just to be wary about, and you get to decide how you approach that. Whether you let it bother you, whether you let it roll off your back, whether you even engage with those people, which I've kind of quit doing because it's not worth your time. So that's basically what I wanted to get down to, is you need to decide, for my viewers, my fellow dads out there trying to just get their lives back, get back in shape, get healthy. Block out the noise. Don't worry about what other people say about your diet. I have people in my program that I talk to constantly that are like, I'm thinking about adding this thing back, and I know it's not pure carnivore, but I miss it, and I don't think it'd be that bad. And I'm like, dude, add it back and see what happens. If it causes any bad effects, then cut it back out. But if it works and you're still losing weight and you're still feeling good and you're still making gains and you're hanging out with your kids and you're enjoying life and you don't have mental health issues creeping up and stuff, then keep doing it. If it makes you happy, that's awesome. I had a guy in my comment section this week. I wish I had my stuff pulled up. I'd highlight him on there, but he's like, I still have coffee in the morning and beer on the weekend. Perfect. You've lost 30 some pounds. Good on you. Keep it up. Just stay consistent. It works. You know what I mean? And that's basically what I'm talking about. Block out the noise. Don't buy into the cult mentality. If you're getting great results with modified diet or whatever you're on, great. Keep living your life. Be consistent and adjust as necessary. And if you're one of the people that are getting down on everybody because they're not eating a 16-ounce ribeye every day and that's their entire diet, look at your own life and find out why you're getting on the internet and just bitching at random strangers for the way they eat. Think about it. So that should just about do it for today, guys. This is kind of more of a rant video for me, I guess, but I hope you got something out of it. As always, I got links to Twitter, Facebook down in the description of the video. Also, head over to lion-dads.com. Link to that's down there as well. Get a hold of me on there. Just learn more about Lion Dads. Click the link in the website. Join the online community. You can get access to the Discord server where we go over all kinds of different ways to level up as a dad. It's not just related to diet and fitness. You can get on my email list. Another thing I wanted to bring up, I think some of my emails for a lot of you guys have been going to spam. So if you join it or if you have joined it and you never got anything, do it again. Check your spam folders, see if it went there. I got to figure out this mailing list shit. Like I said, I'm new to that. So I got to figure that out, why it's happening and kind of fix that. But as promised, I'm going to try this weekend and beta test a quick little live stream. I don't know if I'll be able to do it Saturday. I'm going to try and do it either Saturday or Sunday. I got a bunch of stuff going on. My son's starting football season. He's got testing stuff coming up, all kinds of. I'm busy with my kids and stuff, so stacked weekend. I'll keep an eye on my schedule, see if Saturday or Sunday works best for me. I try to post something on social media before I do it if I can, but just keep an eye out for me. Fitting all that in is not as easy as I thought it was gonna be. I guess I didn't really sit back and think about how busy my life actually is. And also, with this being my first one, I have no clue how it's gonna go, or if anybody's even gonna jump in. So I'm kind of just gonna see how it goes. And I'd appreciate any feedback that comes with that. But until next time, I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.